Hey, good evening, guys. How you doing? How's everybody? Wow, for a holiday evening, we have off to a nice start. And I'm looking at my complexion, and I don't know if my white balance is too high or I actually got a little sunburn today, but I kind of like it. Look tan. So how you doing? How's everybody? Let me get just in case.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, got that out of the way, because you never know what's going to happen on this show. Very tan, Agent K says. Maybe a little too tan. Let me untanify myself here a little bit. Maybe that'd be a little better. I don't know. Okay, how you doing, everybody? It's me, Mitch, old guy in a drone. And Art Carlson is in the green room trying to break me up again, as usual, but I'm tough. I'm going to fight it. Robert Glazier was here early. How you doing, Robert? Good to see you. Jody followed shortly thereafter. Drone shots. Agent K, early bird, was in here about 20 till. Always good to see you, my friend. RC Dude FPV UK. How you doing? Good to see you. Mike Night Train. RC Funds Diversions. A lot of RC going on here. Artco is here, and Pete Nunez, my buddy, said, glad to see I'm okay. Didn't see you this morning at the park. I was there. You must have got there late, but I'm glad that you're asking about me, Pete. Thanks. Joe Jaybird, how you doing? Al Diaz is here, and Joe Blaylock is here. Who else? Al Diaz, Joe Blaylock. Paul, Minnesota Paul, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you, and see if I missed anybody. Boy, they just keep going here. Drone shots, Al Diaz. Kelly, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Glad you could make it. From Ready, Set, Drone. Artco, Pete. Kelly, getting some dinner and watching Mitch. Can't get any better. Thank you, Kelly. It's quite a compliment. I appreciate that. Bob. Drone Days, how you doing? I guess you guys are done. Ed was having a little live fly this evening. It started about 6:30, and expect all of them to show up here later, because from what I understand, we have a few little technical issues between Carlos and Ed that we want to go over. Agent K said hi to you. Joe Blaylock, RC, Ready, Set, Drone. Good. Okay, everybody. Well, welcome. Tonight, I think the main thrust of this particular session tonight is going to be Carlos's box of drones that he sent me to diagnose and fix and try to bring them up to date. There's two of them. These are the little Jopaleras, the chameleon, the Armiton Jopaleras, and with issues, but and I've got three other drones in the box, and I thought maybe it would be helpful to see what I'm going through in starting from the beginning with these things and checking everything out and trying to get everything to work, get all the different features like smart audio and other things to work too. So hopefully that might be interesting to you. And of course we'll have a panel. Steve Carpenter, how you doing? Tomas, good to see you, my friend. And without further ado, there he is, frozen in time.
Yep.
Good evening, Arthur.
Good evening, Mitch.
How you doing, buddy?
Great to be here.
Good, good, good. Congratulations on your car. I understand you got yourself some wheels and.
Yep, I should get it Tuesday. Yep.
Good, good. I'll bet
Went
you
out,
that.
took a look, drove it around. It's a 96 Toyota Camry.
Wow, how many miles it got on it?
210.
Holy mackerel, that's got more miles than I have, Art. It's in good shape.
But yeah, it's in good shape. Body, it's got some rust and the paint is faded, but the interior looks really good.
Okay, well, best of luck with it. I hope,
Engine's in
hope it works out
good
for you.
shape. Doesn't burn any oil. V6, which is it's a plus.
Cool. Well, I hope you got a really. Robert says just broken in, Art.
Yeah.
210.
Well, you know what? Those Toyotas will run forever. I mean, they're built to last.
Well, you know, when you go into Africa, or anywhere out where it's rough, the Land Cruisers, these Toyota things, the vehicles that they have, those things just go and go and go and go. So,
Yep.
well, good luck with it. And as we used to say, drive it in the best of health.
Yeah.
That's what the family always used to say whenever you got something new, you know, whether it be a
Right.
house or a car or something. So
Mm-hmm.
good for you. Good for you. So where are my superstars tonight? Where is
Yeah,
Carlos?
where are they?
Where's Carlos and Ed?
Oh, I flew the Autel Evo today.
I saw that you posted that video about it. Tell us about your adventure.
Yesterday, I just heard that it's got a zoom function. I didn't know it had that, so I thought, be fair about it and compare the zoom function to the Mavic Air. And it's got an 8x zoom, even in 4K. But the problem is it's digital, so it's going to have some breakup. When you get past 4x, then you start seeing, it starts getting grainy. But it's not too bad.
The zoom in your Mavic Air 2 is digital as well.
Yeah, it's digital, but it seems like it
won't let
holds
you.
up.
Yeah, because it won't let you zoom in to the point where it has to start making 2 pixels out of 1 pixel.
Right.
Whereas if you start to get too deep, you run out of pixels on the sensor. You're zooming in too much to it. So, but is it a smooth? I know on my Mavic Pro, it had a zoom, but it went in notches. When you click the switch, it would go like 10 degrees at a time. And so you couldn't zoom in smooth and zoom out smooth. You could set the zoom to what you wanted before you started recording, and that was okay. But if you tried to zoom while you were recording, it was terrible.
I zoomed while I was in recording, and basically you had to hit 2x, 3x, and so forth, and it would just jump. It
would jump. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how
the Mavic Air 2, all you have to do is press function button and the gimbal wheel, and you get a real nice zoom.
Yeah, I took my Mavic 2 zoom out today to the park this morning because one of the guys yesterday morning had an airplane crash in a bunch of wooded area. And he couldn't find it. So I took the zoom out there today, and even though I couldn't find the airplane, but I did get a chance to fly the Mavic 2 Zoom today. So any excuse, and then what happened was I the main mission for this morning. So I decided I was going to go out there and fly the Mavic Zoom, and I took my little Tiny Hawk with me.
Oh,
So there was a
cool.
bunch of guys out there. There was another guy that was a FPV guy, and met him, and he had a little airplane, and he flies quads too. And I said, well, I'll stick around. I wasn't going to stick around. I said, I'll stick around and fly my Tiny Hawk with you guys. And I didn't have any batteries with me. I left all my batteries at home. So that was dumb. That was dumb. Anyway, so I came home, and it was starting to get awful hot at 9:30 in the morning out there. So it's just as well. And speaking of hot, there
Good
he
evening,
is.
Mitch. I'm sorry, Mitch, but I spent a few minutes with Ed looking for his drone on his live stream. So
Did he
that's-
find it?
No,
He didn't find it. His
Nah.
new drone?
no,
new
the
one?
Tiny Hawk. The Tiny Hawk. For some reason, it just went blurry screen and gone. Then,
Oh no.
yeah.
Oh geez.
So I joined his StreamYard towards the end, and
Yeah.
we didn't find
That's
it.
Well,
when I
that's okay.
saw all that snow.
Right.
Listen, I just Carlos, just take it up with HR, and we'll just knock a few minutes off your
Yeah.
off your time card.
I hear you, I hear
no
you.
big deal. It's okay. No big deal. So I was I thought I'd show you Carlos, a couple of your
Yeah,
little buddies there. Yeah. They
Exciting.
play nice together. They play nice together. They like to dance around with each other, and
Cute.
it's very they're very interesting little quads. It's
In what respect? Not sure how you.
well,
do that.
let me show you here.
Okay.
Let me go back to this and do this. And I don't know if you notice it, and I just noticed on this one that this motor here is a different color
Oh yeah, that we knew.
than the other.
Yes.
Than the other.
Yeah, they sent the wrong
Than the
colors.
other ones. No, but you have. Whoops!
Uh-oh,
Come back,
black.
camera. It'll be back. It comes back. It's just that you have 3 of the dark blue motors, and then
Right.
you have 1 of the turquoise.
Right.
And this one has all the turquoise motors on it.
Yeah, it's,
And if you're mildly OCD when you build shit like me,
that bugs you.
stuff like this just drives you up a wall. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah.
Got it.
But no, that's okay. It'll
Mitch,
work.
real quick,
And-
Ready Set Drone just joined you. I know you like to say hello to him.
Yeah, Kelly. Yeah, he's been here. He
Okay.
beat you
Uh-oh.
here, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Black screen.
You don't have to tell me. That's that stupid
okay.
capture card. It just goes out sometimes and comes. It never stays out more than a couple
right, all right.
seconds. Maybe I got it. I need to put it in a place where it's going to stay a little cooler. Okay. So at any rate, I wanted to show you while we'll start right off, Carlos,
Yeah.
with this.
Right.
I'm excited.
Here it is. Hang on a second here. Let me.
Let me just tell
This-
John Coopy they are Armatan Japaluras.
Japalors and John Coopy, feel free to come on in, buddy. We always enjoy having you in on the panel. Let's go over to here, and this is your little.
Is this the one with the
your
white antenna?
with the white marshmallow
Yes.
antenna? Yeah, named the Jap.
Yes.
Now,
Politically
what I
correct.
want you to watch is you watch the I get a receiver warning. I don't get very far out, and
Right.
you'll notice a couple times that I started getting low RX warnings and then little micro fail safes too. So I couldn't really fly it too far away from
I
myself.
know the feeling.
It was in 25 milliwatts, but I found out that the VTX had never been unlocked.
Got it.
And it'll go up to 200 milliwatts. It's a TBS Unify Pro, what they call Race Edition.
Just
Okay.
not unlocked.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you do unlock it, it's 200 milliwatts maximum.
Right. That's not much.
Well, it's because it's designed for racers.
For close
when you got
by,
8
right.
racers racing close together, you don't want high power. So
Right, right.
the normal
How'd you like the way
TBS
it-
Unify.
Go ahead.
Well,
How
I
did
didn't
you
really
like
get
the
a
way it
chance to.
flew? I mean, a
It
little
flew.
bit.
It
Okay, good.
flew. It flew fine. It just I couldn't. I just had to keep turning it around in
Yes,
circles and bring it back.
know,
You know.
I know. Sucks.
I want you to watch. You'll see. You'll probably see the thing. Now that I'm saying, look for
Oh,
it.
right
There it
there.
is.
I just saw that.
There was just one right there.
Yep,
Yeah,
a hiccup.
and I wasn't far away. I wasn't even
No.
100 yards away from myself, and it's got an XM Plus receiver in it. So I'll be there. See, it said RX loss. Did you see
Right.
that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is like a little micro failsafe, but it recovered before it actually.
Right. Maybe it's a few seconds
so-
in between.
Yeah.
I'm
So
listening.
I just put it down there and.
Wait, max current
Before-
0 amps. Did you see that at the end and all that?
Yeah, you're just your current sensor and all that stuff is just not registering anything anyway.
Gotcha.
So all that stuff is not set up. But that was the test flight. Then when I got it back home, I took it apart again and fooled with the VTX. But I cannot get, for some strange reason, I cannot get smart audio to work, even though it is wired up to the correct
UARTs.
UART on the flight controller. Now, there's a couple of reasons why that might not work, but what I wanted to do was dig into the other one tonight and see if that one, if the VTX stuff works on that one, and I can get the smart audio working on that. And so I did go ahead and bind that receiver to the radio as well. And you'll get a kick out of this. I built something, Carlos.
I'm looking. That's what we were talking about, right?
Yeah, but you know, since I got this this Vifly.
Right.
Oh, Bill, Metro Drones, thank you so
Hey,
much,
Bill.
my friend. Appreciate that. Thank you. Happy Sunday workshop fun. Yes, sir. We're having fun. Anyway, thank you, Bill.
I hope so.
Since I got this, I didn't really need this bulb smoke stopper that I built.
Gotcha.
So, you know, since I have to keep binding all these receivers and it's a pain in the ass, I took that smoke stopper and ran it through this plastic box and just put a switch on it. So
Right.
now, and I just used it and it works great. So now what happens is you hold the bind
Right, and
button
hit a
down
switch.
and you just hit the switch instead of having to jiggle with the
There you
connectors
go.
at the same time you're holding the bind button
I
down.
told you, make
So-
me one. No, good.
Make you so that's a new tool.
I like
A
that.
new tool in my little arsenal here, but made it much easier.
Yes.
Metro Drone, is that the parallel cable?
Ed Love My Drones did join us, by the way. What's up, Ed? He's in the
Oh.
chat out there.
Oh, okay. Did he? Mitch,
think he
how does
found
that
anything.
thing work? Like, what's the science behind it? RC Funds. Were you talking about the light bulb part
Yes,
of it, or the
yes.
switch part? The light bulb part. Well,
The whole
the science behind this is that the light bulb is in series with the positive power lead to the motor. Okay? And that means that any current being drawn into the quad must go through the light bulb filament. Now, when you get a certain amount of current through this filament, the filament acts as a resistor and the bulb lights up and it draws the voltage down. So the more current that's drawn through this, the more it'll draw the voltage down. And that means that if you have a dead short on the other end, this light bulb is directly in the circuit, so it'll just light up full bright and keep the voltage from destroying your flight controller. And that's the science behind a smoke stopper. Now, this thing here, this little Vifly one, actually does it a little differently. It's like a current sensing switch, and you have two settings, 1 amp and 2 amps. And what happens is, as soon as more than 1 amp or 2 amps goes through this, it just shuts the circuit off completely. This is actually better protection than this. This is for certain.
That would be more like a car circuit breaker, right?
Yeah, yeah.
A car,
exactly.
yeah.
Except you don't have to reset it. It'll reset itself. And one of the things that's nice about this is if you're fooling around with your drone and you don't take the propellers off. So you plug it in through this thing, and it won't, and set it to 1 amp. And if for some reason your motors decide they want to start to spin up, it'll throw this in a hot New York second, and you won't hurt yourself. So working on a quad in the house, this is a great safety thing. And I think they call it a short saver. It's made by Vifly, Vifly. Everybody's got them. Race day quads. They're $10 to $12. It's the greatest little investment. You save yourself from popping one video card or a video VTX or flight controller with a short. Or it even senses if you have the polarity reversed. If you for some reason soldered the power connectors on your flight controller backwards, or you had your battery wired backwards, a smoke stopper might not save your flight controller from that, but this definitely would. So that's why I took my smoke stopper that I had made and decided to make a switch thing out of it for binding.
I like it.
So yeah, it
The
makes it much
question
easier.
for you, Mitch, is, so are you saying if there is a crossed positive negative somewhere in the build, this thing will let you know?
Yeah, this thing, what happens is you plug your battery into this first, okay? And you get a green light. Oh, you're not going to see green on
That's right.
on my
Oh, yeah.
yeah, here. You get a green light.
Oh,
there
there you go.
All right, so let me show you what happens over here. If I take this and I plug it into this quad here. All right, and let me turn the radio on too.
Marshmallow on time.
All right, I'm going to turn the radio on, and I'm going to plug this in. And the quad has lit up. See, there's blinking. I don't know if you can see the blinking lights in it.
We believe you.
Okay. Now, if I arm the quad, you notice that light turned red?
Uh-huh.
It shut the quad off. All I did was click the arm switch, and because the motors were ready to start idling, it drew more than an amp and shut it off completely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see.
So and to reset it, you would unplug the battery, plug the battery back in,
Should get green.
and you should get green.
There you go.
Now, if I set the switch in here to 2 amps,
Oh, so it's adjustable. Oh, pretty cool.
yeah, you have 1 amp or 2. Now, if I set it to 2 amps and I arm it, the motors will spin because they're drawing less. But if the minute I pump the throttle up, it shuts it off.
That's pretty cool. Very neat.
Yeah.
There you go.
As soon as it drew more than 2 amps, it shut it right down. So that is a handy little gadget. And I need to thank John Coopy he did a great little video on this thing and ran some pretty good tests on it. And that his video is what pretty much made me decide to buy it. So I encourage you all to go watch his video if you want to learn a little more about it or see the tests that he did. But it's a handy little gizmo. They've made all kinds of different short stoppers and smoke stoppers over the years. None of them seem to work as reliably, as simply and as this. And
Exactly.
I have a lot of confidence with this. I've tested it every which way. I've tested it with reverse polarity.
Is there a link in the description, Mitch?
I don't think so. I don't think I have a link to this because I don't
It's,
think any of the. At any rate, you guys can find it. It's Vifly. I think it's called a short saver or something like that. But everybody's got them and they're dirt cheap. You probably ought to get a couple of them. Keep one in your field bag and
Available
one
at
in the
your
workshop.
local FPV shop.
Yeah. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
you know what? I wasn't looking, that I didn't pay attention. When you were looking out of the camera on that flight, did you notice the side cages at all? Anything?
I don't know. Let's take a look and see.
Yeah.
Hold on
Yeah.
a second.
Yeah, I noticed that. You could
Oh, you
see.
did see it?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Here.
Is it possible to move
Yep.
it over so we see both or less of
Well,
one? What do you think?
the problem that you have here, Carlos, is the
Oh, I see
if
the
you
one on
look
the
at
left.
the if you look at the camera lens, it's huge.
Set
It's a
back.
big lens,
Right.
and it's got this curve here.
Mhm.
So if and there's no slots in the holes to move the camera in or out.
Gotcha.
Okay. Plus, if you move it out at all
Then it's
and
not
hit a
protected.
tree, you're gonna kill the lens. So
All right, I'll live with it.
with yeah, and I have
If
with
you can
my
center
Marmot,
it, maybe. I don't know. Oh,
it
you
is
have the
centered,
same deal?
Yeah. Well,
have-
I can maybe try to center it a little more. Yeah.
If you can,
I
without
see-
going crazy.
Yeah,
making
it's
yourself
just
crazy.
a matter. It's just a matter of adjusting.
Okay, there's a question.
And not only that, but
ahead.
there's three screws at each side. Three screws at each side of this
Oh,
camera
geez.
holding it in.
It's secure. All right, so Mr. RC Fun Diversion says, so if you have a bridge somewhere, it simply does not let you burn the internals.
Correct.
And then it says, as it shuts the power to getting, yeah, right, component, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
in other words, as soon as it starts to draw enough current to burn anything, it shuts itself off, just like a fuse does or a circuit breaker in your house.
Yeah.
If the polarity is reversed, if there's a short anywhere, 1 amp at these voltages is not a lot of current. And
Right. Next
you
question
saw
is,
that.
is that a Foxeer Arrow old guy in a drone? I think he's talking about
No, that's a Runcam Rotor Riot edition. It looks like.
and it's not 4K, Jaybird.
No, it's just a standard. In fact, it's oh no, wait a minute. This one is a Foxeer
Oh, it is?
in this
Okay.
quad, and the one in this quad. No, they are Foxeers. Why did I think it said Runcam? Did it say Runcam on the lens?
Maybe on the other quads.
It might have been one of your other quad. No, you're right. These are Foxeer cameras. Yes, sir.
So what is he
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Narrow the angle. MN Paul could go to more narrow angle lens.
Probably could if I had the joystick for it. I don't. There's a little
Oh,
plug for a joystick for the camera.
Oh, I didn't
settings.
know. Maybe I should
So I
send
don't
that
have
to you.
that. I don't have it. I have a Foxeer joystick that might work on that. But
If
yeah,
not, I'll
it's
look for one
possible
and
that
send it to you.
it's possible, but it doesn't look. It looks like it's already 4x3, not 16x9.
Yes.
So I think the only way I don't know if you can narrow the field of view without putting a whole different lens on it. You might. But you're not really interested. This is
Right. It's not for
This is a-
cinematic.
what is this? It's a 8mm 1/2.5
Different
5
lens. They're cheap.
megapixel Foxy. Yeah, it's got a big. I mean, it's the biggest lens I've ever seen on a. Look at the size
FPV
of that
cam?
lens. Yeah. Most of them are. Most of them are little teeny things like this.
Are you going to say it, Art, or am I going to say it? Mine's bigger than yours.
Yeah, I've got lens envy here.
Okay,
So,
what am I saying here? I'm saying different lens. They are cheap. I flew the Foxeer Arrow 16.9 today. Thought it was nice and clear. Tiny Hawk 2 uses the run cam, and we're caught up. Okay.
Yeah, Ed agrees that the. Don't make me come down there. Did you really lose your Tiny Hawk, Ed?
No, it's resting. It's not lost.
It's resting.
It's
That doesn't
misplaced.
mean.
It's misplaced.
Please tell me. Please tell me that doesn't mean another. We're going to have another Speedo adventure.
Oh,
No.
Nope,
Okay.
not at.
Glad to hear that, Carlos. Glad to hear that. All right, so I guess instead of just sitting here and shooting the BS, let's actually let's go to work here. What do you think, Carlos?
That's a great idea.
All right, you
Well,
guys keep
chat.
an eye on the
I got the
the
chat.
chat for me.
I know Art's been
Okay.
watching the chat a little
and
bit more
I
diligently.
will come over here, and I wanted you to see. I guess you already noticed, Carlos, that he glued
Yeah.
everything. glued
Yeah.
everything into this quad.
I don't get it.
And we're not going to name or talk about the guy who built it because he's pretty good, pretty capable FPVer. But let's get these
PG.
humongously oversized straps out of the way here.
I have other ones if you need.
Oh,
It
I
is
got
PG.
plenty, believe me.
Jay Bird, this is a PG show, absolutely. Ed's
Oh,
definitely
this
going to
thing
find that quad.
This thing is really, really stuck in here. All right, let's take this. All right, can you see pretty good here?
Perfect. Yep.
All right,
Just
let's take the. What I can get off here is where's my?
Oh, they're all Loctite still also. These
Well, the ones up top here
are doable.
weren't that tight. They're okay. And fortunately, this is all I need to get to the
Oh, good.
to the video transmitter.
This one you have not flown yet, right?
No.
Hey, can I-
got one-
While you're taking apart, I had this interesting idea because, again, no pressure, and you can tell me no, and blah blah blah. But you were talking about selling your that other controller, right?
This controller here, right?
Is that right? So I'm thinking you should, as well as me binding it to mine, you could bind it to that. All my quads to my brand new QX7S.
Yeah, if you want. So you want? Yeah, I told you
We'll
that.
talk
I
about
told
that.
you
We'll
that.
talk about that.
Yeah, I told you that I would probably
you're out of
do
the
that.
picture, Mitch.
I'm sorry. Say.
Well,
out of the picture.
oh, there we go.
Thanks, sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. I told you that I would do that
Yeah, yeah.
because I'm
Controls.
getting a second
Right.
a radio master. Yeah.
Right. So we'll talk
And of
about
course,
that. privately.
yeah. Okay.
So
yeah,
we
we'll
don't have
talk
to
about
do
that
the
privately.
what do they call that? $30
You don't have to
on the
rebind it.
1,000. No, but also $30 on the 1,000. We don't. I'm not gonna. Oh, forget it. Remember how you were talking about the cars yesterday? The cap.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So here is the, and of course I can just get it out and flip it around.
Nice.
Okay. And what I want to do is I want to plug it in, and I'm going to continue to use this thing
Right.
while I'm working on it because
Safety first.
if when you're working around in there, if you happen to short something out, it's really nice that you have it plugged in through one of these things. So let's set it back to 1 amp. Plug the quad in, and I also want to turn on my little monitor here so I can see
Mm-hmm.
what the video transmitter is transmitting.
Quick hello to Mr.
And-
Drone Obsessed Jerry who joined us.
Oh, hey Jerry, how you doing?
Hey, Jerry.
And let me get my little webcam here cooking so I can, if I want to move it around and show you things close
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
I can do that. So give me a second and I'll turn this on here. And I have to load the appropriate software in the computer to run this. And all right, well, that's booting up. Be nice if I had a full-time producer to push buttons here, but I guess
I would help you. Look
I
what
have
I
to
got,
do this-
Mr. Art. From the
have to do
bone.
this myself.
Ta-da.
Oh, a drum. Yeah, your
My flying buddy.
BFF. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. IV cam. IV cam.
That's it.
And
All right, I'm gonna step away and get a drink. I'll be right back.
See.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out.
Okay,
I'm
so
sorry.
here's the IV cam, and
There we go.
and there's my little monitor. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to maybe set this. I want you guys to see what I'm doing. All right,
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
all right. Let me just. I'll go back to this here, and I'm just going to have to keep leaning back and changing screens, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I don't get out of the picture too much. I'm going to plug this puppy in here. And I do have the radio bound up to it. So I am seeing, oh, I need a button for this IV cam here. I am seeing,
I'm back.
oh, you know what? It that thing came on and it drew more than 2 amps and it popped it. So There you go. Let me just leave you there for a second. So let me unplug this again and set it to 2 amps. Reset that. Set this to 2 amps. Got a green light. I may not be able to use this if it keeps popping because it may be drawn more. Okay, so now I am seeing, and what does it say there? It says the JAP2, battery less than full, F7:3. However, that's not what.
Yeah.
Well, maybe what channel I'm on. I don't know because I did a channel search. So just bear with me a second. Let me see what channel I'm on here. I'm on B. All right, let's take a look at the VTX. Okay, now here you go. If you can see, I've got a blue light on here.
Yep.
Can you see that little blue
Yes.
light? If that means that this is locked. So this VTX was never unlocked.
Got it.
So to unlock it, there's a button here. I'll push the button, and this is in channel mode now. Let's see.
3. No.
Okay, so it's band channel 1.
1 1.
There's 2. 3. Now that's in band 4. So that's 5. 6. Okay, that's the channels. If I hold it in here, now I'm in band.
Gotcha.
So it's in band 1. What I want is band 3. So there's band 2 to 3. Now, well, it went to 4. All right. So I'm going to hold this button in probably because it's locked. Then I got to hold this button in here for like, I got to start all over because it slipped. 8. Okay, so here's band, and now I got to hold it in for 25 seconds
Wow, really?
to unlock it. Yeah. And don't you think this puppy isn't getting a little warm too?
Huh.
So I'm holding the button down until
That's
it
the
does
SEs?
something, until it blinks. Okay, there it
There
goes.
we go.
All right, so now it should come back, and I should end up with a solid blue and a solid red. All right, let me try rebooting it again here, and see if it comes up unlocked. Thing is playing that theme of yours.
Yes. 1.
Still not
Blue.
unlocked. I should have a red and a blue light on solid. So let's try that whole episode again. Hold it
No.
down, and it goes into channel mode. Hold it down again. It goes into band mode. Hold it down for 25 seconds.
Mitch, this isn't one of those hold it down, then plug the battery in kind of deals to unlock?
No.
Like Emacs?
No.
Okay.
No, you just hold
Good to
it.
know.
You got to hold it down, and this is a TBS Unify.
Got it.
There it goes. Okay, so it just blinked there,
3,
and
1.
now I hold it down for 3 seconds. 1, 2, and now both lights should stay on. That means it's now unlocked. Okay?
Got it.
So now I don't know if you can see it, but
Those
I have
lights are
both.
very close to each other.
Yeah, there's
They
a
look
red
like
light
one.
and a blue light. Okay.
Gotcha.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug it again. And I'm going to plug it back in. It's singing away. And this thing, there it goes. Okay,
Both.
so
All
now
right.
I do have both. I do have 2 lights, so it's in. So now what I want to do is I want to do a channel search on my little monitor over here, and get close enough where I can read what it says.
Right.
I want to turn my transmitter on, and what I'm going to do here
Welcome to OpenTX.
is I'm going to see if I can't
Switch warning.
set this up so you can see it. Hang in there, guys.
Minnesota
Man,
Paul
I'm
says he puts a heat shrink on his VTX.
Yeah, there is clear heat shrink on that already. Let me do this, guys.
That's a
Let me
mirror.
just take
That's
a
a,
sec. Hang on a second here. Let me just raise this up a little bit so I can point the camera at it so you can see what I'm doing. I could use my AirDroid thing, but then I'd have to reboot the whole computer.
oh, there you go. A little bright. Turn a little clockwise.
Let's go up a little higher. Hang on.
Heat shrink, heat shrink. Yes. What did I say?
I'll tell you,
What
man,
did I
this
say? Heat shrink.
one-man production studio here. All right, let me see. What have I got? Have I got... I want to be closer to it,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Oh, that's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on a second.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on. I got a zoomer here. Ah, it unzoomed itself. Come on.
A little more, a little more. That's good so far. You want to go that way. Perfect.
There
There we go.
Okay, so you can see it. You can
You
see
can
it
go
now,
down
right?
with the camera that's facing it. Yep,
Yeah,
that's
thanks.
good right there.
That's it. Oh, shit. It's
7.3.
easy.
F7.3.
Okay.
That's good, that's
so
good.
what I want to do right now is I want to take the transmitter and I want to go into
Smart audio.
smart audio mode, okay? And I want to go down to features,
VTX.
and nothing's happening. I'm moving. I can move up and down, but it won't. Oh, there we go. VTX Smart Audio. Now, see, I don't have a menu. This is what happened with the other one.
Interesting.
I don't have a menu. Now, if I go into Tramp, which it isn't, then I get all the settings here. And something else weird is happening with this. The motors are getting signals from the ESCs.
Yeah.
So there is a problem with this thing that is worse. That supersedes the
VTX.
it isn't just the video, but this is exactly what the VTX Smart Audio did, and all it gave me was a page of statistics, which all say zeros basically, but no way to set it. So what I did was
Mike says real quick, it might not be programmed for VTX chart in chat's moving in Betaflight.
Right.
It's an older flash. I don't know.
Well, that's the next thing I want to try. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to unplug the quad. But I did this with the other one, Carlos. I'm going to plug it into Betaflight.
Hello to
And,
Mr. Above and Beyond Drones, real quick.
I'm going to plug it into Betaflight. And on the other one, it was set to the wrong UART. It was soldered to UART 3 on the flight controller, but it was set in Betaflight on UART 6. Now, I haven't looked at Betaflight yet on this one. Okay, I've been working with the other one to get it to fly.
Minnesota Paul is
Betaflight.
saying his Furby is doing the same thing.
I just clicked Velocidrone. I didn't want Velocidrone. I want Betaflight. So Velocidrone's going to come up here. All right, so we got Betaflight here. Let me get myself out of the picture so I'm not blocking it. Let me connect, and let me look at the ports.
You can't even calibrate, so that means
And it has, yeah, see, they have smart audio on UART 6, and it's not. It's on UART 3. So I will go ahead and change it to TBS Smart Audio on UART 3, save and reboot. Okay. Now, I will come back over here. And
Velocidrone.
Velocidrone. Great. Now I need to wait till it completely boots up. Where is it? Here. So can I minimize it? I closed window. Quit. Thank you. I opened it twice, so close window. There you go. All right, so let me go back here to my IV cam and give that back to you. And now we will plug the quad in again. Okay. And we will go back into, and we will go to features, VTX Smart Audio. No, see, I still don't have it. Even though I changed the, and this is exactly what they're both doing, exactly the same thing. So that tells me that there isn't a problem that one has that the other doesn't have. They both have this problem.
Similar headaches.
So let me think about this a second. Let me go back in. Let me go back into Betaflight again, and let me see if for some reason they remapped some of the resources on that controller. All right, so let's connect again. Let's check the ports out again. So I do have UART3 connected to Smart Audio, and it didn't work on UART6 either. I do have here this is a Mamba 7 F405 mini flight controller. Okay, so let me pull up a picture of that Mamba mini F405 V2.
Where are you clicking? Because okay, there it is. All right. Got
And
it.
here is the flight controller, and right over. No, this is not the one. This. Yeah, here it is, right here. See, this is where the yellow video wire is hooked. That goes to the VTX.
Right.
Okay, and right next to it, they put a TX3 pin, even though there's also one over here. They put a TX3 pin. Let me show you let me go to the wiring diagram.
Schematics.
Mm-hmm.
I know they have a. I thought they had one. Nah, this is the best shot using this picture right here because it's labeled.
Mm-hmm.
So the green wire that goes to the appropriate port on the TBS Unify VTX is wired here to TX3, not over here to TX6 where it was set in the
Betaflight.
in the ports tab. So let me go into the CLI and let me type.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Resource. And okay, so we do have TX3. It is mapped. It hasn't been, what happens, sometimes people will remap resources and then they won't show up in this list. So
So it's mapped, okay?
so it's mapped, yeah, it appears to be. And I can't imagine he would have changed that. Sometimes when you're doing soft serial stuff, you want to remap a pin on the board
Mm-hmm.
to a different UART or something. Maybe the LED pin. If you're short on UARTs, you can use soft serial and remap a pin. But
Right.
I don't. I see everything.
It's
Here.
in order.
Looks like it probably has. So, I have. Between you and me, Carlos, I've never used the TBS Unify.
Put a grenade in it and change it.
Well, here's my thought.
And listen.
TBS is the developer of Smart Audio.
Mm.
Immersion RC, who has the Tramp protocol, developed that. So you have the Immersion RC group and you have Team Black Sheep group. Each one developed a smart audio profile to control the channels and power in your video transmitter. So yeah, Beta Flight, you're right, Mike, 3.5.1. So that was one of my, anyway, what I was saying is you'd think that if anybody's video transmitter would work like it's supposed to,
It would be theirs.
with smart audio, it would be the guys that developed smart audio. You would think that. I would think
You
that.
would hope so.
I would hope so. So I mean, the rest of this stuff, in here, it is an old version of.
The gyro is off, right? That's why you can't calibrate it.
No. On the other one, the accelerometer wasn't
That's the
set.
one. Accelerometer.
Yeah, the accelerometer wasn't set. I haven't even checked to see if this one is. Let me plug it in here to the computer.
Smart audio is good. Hey, Mr. Drone
No,
Worship
see-
is in the house. What's up, Dan?
Oh, hey Dan, how you doing, buddy? And somebody else is in the house too. Adrian.
Hey, Adrian Mateo. Good evening, boss.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm moving the drone and that thing is not working. So obviously, when you go in the configuration tab, you're going to find that
Right.
the accelerometer is turned off.
Can you guys hear me?
No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, we can hear you. All right,
Damn, Carlos.
now it's
I missed
now
you
it's-
Wednesday. Go ahead, Mitch.
Now it's working. Now it's working.
Okay,
now
good.
I can move
There
the
we
little
go.
drone around. Yeah, and let's set it flat. That looks pretty close to calibrated, but
It's good to me.
yeah. But for some reason they had that turned off. It's got D-Shot 600, and for some reason they've got the gyro update frequency at 2K. Probably ought to be 4. PID loop frequency probably ought to be 4. That's correct. No GPS. Air mode is permanently enabled. You got the D-Shot beeper set, and the rest of the stuff looks
You have to
fine.
save that.
Yeah, got to save that, and the receiver works, and the modes. You have one mode set up where you had
Yeah,
the
it's
arm
just-
switch set up, and you had the beeper set and turtle
Right.
mode set, but no modes for
Yeah, it's just the acro.
yeah, just acro. But other than that, I have to try to figure out or learn more about this TBS Unify
Gotcha.
VTX to find out why smart audio will not work. Now
Would it be easier to change it?
it
Less
would
headache?
it would be
So just
it
change
would
it,
be
man.
easier to put a much more powerful
I would like that.
more
if
than
you
more
don't
than
mind.
200 milliwatts in this thing, which would really probably be a better idea. And these antennas, also, Carlos, are
Mhm. For the
they're,
round file?
well. The problem with them is if you can't get them off.
Oh, jeez.
You can't remove them.
Oh, I see, because of the glue. Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't smart.
You cannot unscrew them. This whole mess, everything is just one glop of
Yeah,
some
that
kind
was-
of white epoxy, and
Mm.
it's you
It
just
does.
can't
It
remove-
does peel off, though. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
but I have peeled it off. It sucks.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if the receiver, this has got the same XM Plus receiver as the other one has, and I don't know if that's good. But worse comes to worse,
Just
I
change
think
it
the
out.
motors, I think the flight controller in this thing
Mhm.
are fine. I
Mhm.
think a new video card and maybe a better receiver
I'm with you.
would make it. I don't know how much money you want to spend on these things. They're basically pretty good quads.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever. We'll talk.
Yeah. Okay.
It can't
So
be
that's-
terribly expensive, but whatever. It's
No,
worth it to me to
no.
get them up in the air than just having them as paperweights.
Yeah, because I mean, these things were had to be well over $200 when you got them, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm not a. This is my first experience with the TBS VTX, and
Yeah, if you can make them better, go for it.
I'm not a
We'll
fan.
discuss.
All right, so that takes care of these two, and it seems like they both need pretty much. They both have pretty much
Same.
the same problem, but it does fly. It
Right.
actually flew, which is a good thing. But I'm going to do a little research on why smart audio won't work. There's got to be a reason, and it's got to be something. I thought maybe by unlocking the video transmitters that maybe the smart
Might
audio
have
will
helped.
start working, but it didn't.
You're out of screen, just so you know. We're not looking at anything but blue.
Oh, but it's a lovely
It's a nice
shade of blue.
speckled blue.
Nice
Yes.
blue, yeah. Well,
With the dark
the blue
spots.
is a lot prettier. It's prettier than this guy's, you know.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Adrian, my friend, how you doing? Let me take a break from the
Yes.
work table for a second, and
I'm actually doing pretty good. How about yourself, brother?
hanging in there, man. Doing great. The good news is that that bee sting of mine went away the next day. It didn't hurt anymore. So
But you're still
I
taking
didn't,
the.
No, I didn't take the. Why would I take my? I was.
Because you were
wasn't
feeling
having
pretty
any-
good the other day.
Well, I was, but I had a decision to make. Did I want to save them for another time? Maybe.
That's true.
Yeah.
Good point.
There you go.
For
Adrian,
example,
since
if
you got here, Adrian,
Wow.
have you hit the thumbs up? Adrian?
I've already done that, Carlos. Way before
All right,
you.
just checking. Just checking. Sorry to
And
interrupt, Mitch.
I just want to.
That's okay.
I just want to
well-
tell everyone that I did not have my live stream on
Live
Wednesday
stream.
like I normally do. It's been hectic, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to my baby's school, and family always come first before YouTube. So I let everybody know on my community channel on my YouTube to let everybody know I wasn't going to do it, just to keep everybody updated. So. And
Aren't you supposed to do a 1 or 2 minute upload of why you're not going to upload? Just kidding.
I mean, I was
kidding.
thinking about, I was thinking about that doing that, Carlo, but I figured if I just put a
Nah,
little
it's all right.
in the community, everybody will get the little pop up.
Yeah. I figured you weren't on at 9. There was something up. It's okay.
Yeah. Another thing today, I actually got a little bit of a weather, Mitch, for me to be able to fly. So I go out. I go out to the park. I made a little video with my daughter and my kids and what's not. And then I decided, you know what, let me just go ahead and go do like a little live fly, using the DJI Go 4 app. And I really don't know what the hell YouTube is doing, but it's not working. It's not letting me do it. It's telling me that the HTTP something on the YouTube on the app, it's not working. What the hell is that about? I never changed anything.
Maybe a firmware update screwed you up.
That's what it sounds like. But the last time I did the update, Mitch, it's been a little while on the DJI Mavic 2 Pro, and since then I was able to go live, no problem. But now, for some reason, it's not letting me.
Mr. Hope.
That one beats me, Adrian. It's out of the scope of this FPV workshop. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Mitch? Can you hear
Good
me?
to see you, man.
Hello,
Yeah,
Chris.
yeah.
Yes, we hear you.
Good to see you. Good to see
Adrian,
you. Thanks for
the
coming.
problem
Thanks for coming
is-
in.
If I could just punch you real quick, just one good time on a big old forehead.
He's
Come
going to
on.
solve your problem for you, Adrian. You should listen.
There it is. Get it, son.
He's going to
Go
show
ahead,
you how
man.
to fix
Tell me
your
what-
problem. Yeah.
Tell me what it is. Please help me out.
YouTube is changing. And the Go Live features that we used to have, you've got over 1,000 subscribers. So you should be able to go to top right-hand corner, live stream,
And that's what I
and hit
did.
YouTube and go.
Yes, sir. That's what I did. But exactly what I did, but it just did not work. I don't know why.
Now then, they've changed their streaming ways, and it's the old classic streaming is going away, and they're putting in a new way to stream with.
Okay.
You're gonna have to investigate it a little bit because the classic streaming is still in the very bottom right-hand corner for some people. Some people it is not. For myself, it's still there. For Dennis Lovelady, it's gone.
Oh, really?
Huh.
Well,
Yeah.
shoot. Okay.
So I don't know what to tell you. I tell you what else you can do, Adrian, is you can take your Go4 app off your machine, just completely delete the app and reinstall it,
Yes, sir.
and log back into DJI, and sometimes that helps.
Okay, I will have to do that then because it kind of caught me by surprise. Like, what the hell? I know I've done this before and no
Yeah, you did
problem.
it not
What the hell is going on?
2 weeks ago. See, I still got to use
I
I
wonder.
still got to use RTMP because I cannot.
Is that what
Okay.
Drone Bum is having an issue with? Same
He's
thing?
having some kind of an issue, and it may be the new RTMP.
Well,
RC spun diversions, I cut an inch off about 3 weeks ago
Ouch.
off my beard.
Oh, your
Makes
beard.
it stronger
Oh, okay.
and better.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, listen,
I just got that.
Carlos. This is
Yes,
your
sir.
this is your Acrobrat,
Yes.
and same thing. I just plugged it into Betaflight. I hadn't done that before.
Okay.
The accelerometer on this was turned on, but it's still the VTX still says UART6 for smart audio, and it doesn't work. So that's the third quad and it's set up exactly the same. There's no mode switch set up in it.
Right.
So he set all of it. He basically, whose dog is that? Is that yours, Chris?
Yeah, that's my 4 turd munchers, so it's one of the 4.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had dogs there.
I got 4 of them,
Oh, wow.
but they love my
So
wife.
So I think, Carlos, once I figure out, and I don't want to waste too much time tonight doing it,
Yeah.
I thought if we could take a look cursorily and see if there was something obvious. But obviously there's something I'm missing about the TBS, because every quad I have is hooked up exactly that way.
Right.
Usually it's TX3. They build these boards and generally use the TX3, the UART3, for smart audio. That's kind of almost a standard. And you notice when you look at the way the pins are laid out on these flight controllers, the TX3 pin is usually in the same little grouping of pins with the video transmitter input, or output rather, the video out to the VTX. And it is on this board too. And I've used this board. I've used
Right.
both the mini
The
and
Mamba.
the big version of the Mamba, and never had a problem with smart audio on every different kind of video transmitter, except
It's my luck.
except the TBS, the guys that invented smart audio. So there's something
Just so
I'm
you know,
missing.
one of
and
the motors on that one is not working. On that particular one.
Okay, well, we don't know if it's a motor or if it's an ESC yet.
Correct,
It could be an
correct.
ESC, and what I have to do on that is identify which motor's not running. Then what I'll do is I'll swap 2 motors
Okay.
unsolder 2 motors and swap them and
There you
see
go.
if the problem went with the motor or
Or the ESC.
or the corner. You understand what I'm saying? Is if
Mhm.
I swap motors and the same location now still doesn't work, that tells me it's not the motor, it's the
Right,
ESC.
it's ESC.
In which case, time to get a time for a new flight controller. But so that's the third quad right
Yes.
here. And then we've got this,
The Schizo 5-inch.
the Schizo. This is, and let's see what this has got in it. This has got, where the hell's the,
That one has a DVR on it, right? Is that the one? No, the 6-inch.
no,
forget if
no,
that one-
this-
No, that one
I gotta
doesn't have a DVR.
hold on a second, I got it. These,
The 6-inch has the DVR.
these battery
straps.
straps are, they're terrible.
True.
This one is garbage. That's going right into the can, man. Okay. So what do we got here? I see an ESC, but I don't see a flight controller at all. Did you take the flight controller? Did somebody take the flight controller out of this? Oh, he's got it. No, that's the video transmitter tucked up in the back there. Carlos,
Yes, sir.
I
That one wasn't built. That one was bought and passed down or something like that. I think is that a
Oh,
problem?
it
That
has-
one has flown.
But
It's
it
not
has no
smooth
flight.
at all.
It has no flight controller in it,
Is that possible?
unless it's. Well, hold on. Let me get the other battery strap out. Ah, God bless it. Tear it up, Mitch.
Rip it out.
Rip it up. You know, they put these narrow slots in for the straps, and then Race Day Quads has their straps have that seam right there that
Yes.
hangs
Oh.
up on it. Okay, so there's. I'm going to take you back over.
Back to the screen
We lost you, Mitch.
with a control line. Yeah, he wants. Mitch, you have audio? Oh, it just went black screen. It'll come back. No audio though. No audio.
I'll change
Now
my
we
mic
have
to
audio.
over there.
There you are.
But my wireless mic for some reason went out. Let me see what the hell's going on here.
Battery?
Uh,
The control line, yeah.
no, I got a good battery. Did I change the channel on it or something? Oh, I may have muted it. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we're back. We're back now. There we go.
Yes.
There you go.
Got it.
I must have sat on the mute button.
happens, it
I am so wired up. I got wireless headphones on and wireless microphones so that I can, and I got a device in each pocket on both sides of me, so I can move around without being tethered.
Right.
Now this thing here, I'm looking at the. Oh, this is crazy, man. This is a good candidate to. While we're at it, Carlos,
To dissect.
may as well. Oh Christ! I don't know whether he used a freaking torque wrench on these things, but
Loctite.
I don't know. This he did on the other ones. There was just no on those little Japaleras. There was absolutely no loosening those things.
Chris, did I read you? Your quad is down or his is down?
No, Ed. I think Ed's looking
Oh,
for
Ed's
one.
is down. Yeah, it's lost. Yeah,
Ed has
missing in action.
now. Carlos, tell me the story about this one again.
This one, one of the motors is twitchy and it's not a smooth flyer and it doesn't go far.
Oh
It's,
God!
it's.
Everything's
I don't
been
fly
tried.
it with any. I don't fly it with any reliability.
Oh man! Gee. These I don't want to break my screwdrivers here. Trying to get this apart, but these things. I need to get some real, honest to goodness Allen wrenches here. Hang on a second. Oh man!
A pneumatic.
Yeah,
tool,
that's
right?
what I need. I need an air wrench or something.
Yeah.
Have each driver get it.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Sound like you- working on drones, sound like you had a tire shop.
Yeah.
I need I needed it. Okay, so we got some real wrenches now, and let's see
Now you fix to
if we
bend it.
can. Yeah, that'll work.
There we
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Well, I said that he said that'll work, but that one's pretty well stripped out.
It's stripped out. You said.
The Allen part of it, you know, where the hex wrench goes. But
Right.
I can get it from the other side. Can you all see what I'm doing
Yes.
here?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Yes.
this fascinating and entertaining?
Mm-hmm.
It is. Actually.
Okay.
It's called the Schizonova RC Fund, John.
Well, you know what? This is the whole idea of this stream was the
Yeah.
aspect of it. So
I'm giving you material. Yeah, right. Material and a
Well, this is-
headache.
Carlos is providing the. All right, so we got one screw here that seems to be, you know, it's all
Stripped.
wormed out in there, yeah. And of course, that
Mhm.
goes through the frame.
Good vice grips.
Now I can slide it off the. It's got a. There we go.
There.
Now at least I can get to these screws. Oh God!
I don't think I'm going to read that one out loud above and beyond.
What's
I'll let Chris read it.
Oh, I agree with him 100%. Unless you finish first.
Let me in on what you're talking about, guys.
Above and Beyond Drones writes, no end to the excitement of the screwing.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So
I don't really
I hope-
matter one way or the other, RC Fun Diversions, top or bottom. As long as it flies, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
top or bottom what? Battery?
I did not put it together, Above and Beyond Drones. Yeah, top mount or bottom mount.
Just as long as they don't
Okay.
fall off the flat.
There we go.
I'm
Now-
up in the air. I'm a happy camper.
So is this an all-in-one board? I think it might be. It is. It's
Oh,
an
that's good.
all-in-one. Holy mackerel! You don't normally see an all-in-one on a 5-inch quad.
Huh?
Is this camera got a plug? Yes. There it is. So let's take the.
PG, guys, PG. Haha, just kidding. Adrian, shut up already.
I'm being a child about it.
You're off tomorrow, right? I hope.
Oh, tomorrow
Adrian?
I gotta work.
Hey, look at
Oh, you
that,
have to
guys!
work? Nice.
Piece
Success.
came off. Let me move all these other things out of the way, because I'm afraid I'm going to have a lot of pieces here. I want to try to keep all the pieces for this together. This may warrant its own separate box here, Carlos. So it's got the same TBS Unify. And it's got the smart audio wire. What kind of controller is this? Let's see. It's an all-in-one controller. It is. And the white wire goes to here. I need to figure out what.
We do see your head if you want to push it forward more.
Oh, okay.
Not your head, but the quad.
There you
There
go.
you go. Perfect.
There you go.
Carlos, I don't have any idea what this is, but I'm going to plug it in.
Okay.
I'm going
It's
to
probably
plug
a-
into.
Smoke test.
Well, I'm going to plug it into this looks like it might be a candidate. And one of the things that you notice, look at this. Look where the USB port is. Right here.
Yeah. Right.
How would
How
you
you gonna
ever
do
get a
anything in the
plug?
future? Yeah.
How would you ever get a plug into that USB port stuck in there behind the camera like that?
Wow.
All right,
It's called 1-800-Mitch.
Well, it's got in fact, I can just
1-800.
barely plug it in because of the standoff
Grenade.
that's right next to it. But let's go over here to the and see.
Take
It
it off,
did
it should
connect
be on
to
the-
it. No accelerometer configured.
Right.
Let's see if that works. Reboot that.
Does Betaflight
Connect.
cost or is a free?
No, it's free.
Oh, it's all open source. It's all open source stuff, so
Okay.
it's free. So now, all right. So the accelerometer is working now. Let's see if we have the same. Yep, he's got. The guy who built this for you knew one way to set things up.
Got it.
UART6 for the smart audio. Where's the receiver in this thing? There's the. All right, the receiver. All right, so he's got the same deal there. So let's bring this back over here, and let's. The camera is in here. Oh, I got half a New Jersey in here, in stuck down in the camera. I could plant plants in there. It's good. Okay. All right.
Some hard hits.
So let's see what we have with this one. Let's go ahead and get a.
You're still in the main screen of Betaflight, right? You haven't connected.
Oh no. Okay. I want to be back over here.
Okay.
So let's get this. Thanks. Yeah. Tell me about that.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's plug this into the battery. And plug the battery in here. And it went right away. So 1 amp, it draws more than 1 amp just booting up. So let's click this switch to, oh, that was 2. All right, so there it goes. All right, it booted up. And let's take a look at my screen here and see if I am indeed transmitting some kind of video signal out of this.
Oh, I see.
I'm doing a scan right now. Also, this is in low power mode. Okay?
Okay.
Says Nova.
Right. That's the name. Schizo Nova.
That's the name of it. Okay. But this has never been opened up either. So what I'm going to try to do, Carlos, to this is I'm going to try to bind to the receiver here.
Okay.
So I'm going to take my little box. And I'm going to unplug this. Can you see what I'm doing here, guys?
Yep. Once you're out of screen, I'll let you know. Art will let you know.
So now,
paying attention.
I have in my little homemade kit here, I have 2 adapters, one for XT30s and one for XT60s. So I will plug the XT60 adapter in there. This is a what they call a Rube Goldberg contraption. All right, so we will take the switch like that, and we will put the battery into here. Don't need the smoke stopper anymore. We will take and plug the quad into here and turn the switch off. Okay, now we have to turn the transmitter on.
Hold the button down. Are you going to put the button so that in the future it can be bound?
Well,
change the position or not necessarily? Is that possible?
Anything's possible, but the way these things are usually buried in here.
Oh, that's typical. Okay.
Is this indeed the? That's got to be the receiver right there. But it's in a. It's but right. I'm gonna cut it out of there because it's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not in the greatest spot. There it is. It was wedged down in there. Now the bind button has got to be somewhere underneath all of this heat shrink. So
Now you have
and
to cut
we
heat
have
shrink.
we have the antennas connected too. So there I have the receiver loose. So let's see if we can. I think the bind button is up here.
What a mess.
I got to get rid of this. I just got to completely get rid of this heat shrink here.
Did somebody make this for you, Carlos, or did you buy it?
Yeah, it was
made,
built for me. Yeah, it was built for me. It was sold built. Actually,
It
I
was
should
what?
say it was sold built already. That one and the 6-inch. The 3 were built. This one was already built. It's
Well,
more
this
like a trade.
has a lot of things in common, unfortunately, with the other 3. It
Yeah,
has
I
the
know.
same transmitter, video transmitter.
Same headaches.
There we go. There's the bind button.
It's found.
And the antennas are coming out of this end and then wrapped back around. All right, but anyway, I can get to the bind button anyway.
Cool.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into the setup of the model. We're going to go page. We're going to go to where it says bind and hit enter. We're going to bind
D8?
channel 8. No, it's D16.
D16. Okay.
and bind. Yeah, because it's an XM Plus.
Gotcha.
All right, there we're binding. Now we're going to
Press down and switch.
hold
Nice.
the.
Nice.
Well, you know what? He's got the damn. There's heat shrink around. There's clear heat shrink around the receiver, and then black heat shrink around the whole mess. So, hold on. Let me get rid of the. I see. He did that to hold the antennas in place, I think. It's a little overkill. We're supposed to be building things here, Carlos, not to.
Well, sometimes it's
All
like
right,
the
so
dentist.
we will press the little bind button and hit the switch. And the little green light comes on, and it is bound. So we stop the bind beeping. We turn the power off. That little switch deal is kind of handy. I like that. Turn the power back on, so I get a green light. Yep, bound.
Arm that baby. Take it off.
Okay, now, I don't know if you noticed that, but because I got the smoke stopper, when I went to idle the motors,
You turned it off.
the light came on. See it?
Yes.
See it's drawing current?
Yep.
So that's where a smoke stopper will still let enough current go through to run the motors. All right, now that I have that bound, I want to take a look at the screen again. Hang on, and see if we can get smart audio to work on this one. So
There
I
you go.
think I didn't change it. Let me try it on UART. Try it on UART 6 here.
What is smart
So
audio?
Let me go.
Smart audio is where you can see your VTX settings and whatever you see in Betaflight, you can see it in your goggles, and you can manipulate the controller to get around it. Some of the stuff,
I'll explain it to you.
and it has nothing to do with audio.
It has nothing to do with audio. Yeah. Okay, so let's see if I can get this in. All right, so let's go down to features, VTX Smart Audio. See, now on this one, I've got
Shark 7.
I've got the settings. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I've got the settings here.
And power 200. If we know that's accurate or not, we don't know.
Yeah, except that the board doesn't. The board is not showing that it's been unlocked yet.
Right.
But let's try band Fat Shark 3. Band Fat Shark channel 3. Power 25. Set.
Yes.
Yes. All right, it worked.
Cool.
You see the chat? See, it changed the
So you
channel.
have to find it again.
Yeah. So I know
F3?
that it's on F3 now.
Cool.
Well, it found it on B4, but
I
don't
just
wanna
click
do
it to the right.
Yeah, I know, but I have to wait till the auto search stops now.
Oh. There you go.
F3. There's no camera on it now. There it is. Okay.
It's back.
Back.
Save and reboot.
Save and reboot. So now, this might give me a clue as to why the other ones aren't working.
The
At
channel
any rate, I'm
mapping?
glad I got one. I don't know. This one might indeed be connected to UART6, but I have to figure out what that flight controller is to figure out what pin is which.
Right.
But at least I know the smart audio is working on there. If I plug the camera back in, I should get a picture. Let's try that and see what happens. Just for grins.
Just a quick hello to the four-eyed guy, K9. Came and joined
Here we
us.
go. Let me plug the camera back in here.
Okay, Nan, how you doing, man?
Hey, picture.
Oh,
And I got a
buddy.
picture. Yeah. So I don't know. There might be hope for this one, Carlos. We'll see.
Yeah. On that one of the motors is twitching. In that particular one.
Again,
Yeah. I'm just
I have
letting
to
you
find
know.
out.
I'm just letting you know.
I have to find out what the flight controller is. But at least we got at least the video
Camera works.
transmitter's working and the smart audio's working. That was really bugging me. I wonder if I'm still not seeing the red light on it. I only see the blue light. And I'm let me see. Is this one of the race ones? It's got a piece of tape over it. Let me turn it off here and take this blue piece of tape off of here. That's a little toasty.
Oh, I got one there.
TBS, yeah, race edition. So this is another one of those race editions.
Like
This is-
controller
this is-
info and smart audio.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out what kind of controller this is. But it is an all-in-one.
Could be an
And,
older one.
Well, there's no doubt that it's an older one.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that it's an older one. Okay, but this might be a candidate. Might be a nice candidate for a new, not an all-in-one controller, but a new flight controller.
Sounds good.
That
Up to date or newer? F7?
yeah, not even you don't necessarily need an F7. An F4 would be okay. A Mamba stack. This thing that I built here.
Mm-hmm.
I put that Mamba F4
Cool.
405 stack in it, and
It gets
no.
good
I put
distance,
the
too.
iFlight 6X stack in this. That's a great stack. That's the one that comes in the Nazgul and everything. It's an F4
Right.
stack with like I think a 35 or 40 amp ESC.
And what's the VTX in this one? The Rush, right? Or no?
This in this one has
Yes.
the DJI digital in it.
Oh, it's DJI.
The CADX, yeah, that has the CADX in it.
Quick hello to Lutzat1 who joined us. Hello, Lutzat.
Hey, how you doing? But this this seems to be working. I just have to figure out what this board is.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some like microscopic writing on it, but
Yeah, get
somewhere on here it might.
your mic.
It has some numbers. Hold on a second. It has some numbers here. It has numbers.
You got to get the
Says-
jeweler's light.
Oh no, it says 2 to 4S lipo. That doesn't help me. So this is only good up to 4S.
Yeah, I was flying up for us. 1550.
But I mean, usually with a 5-inch quad, usually you'll have a flight controller
Available
that'll
to
handle up
6.
to 6. Yeah, even if you don't do it, it'll still handle it. And the smart audio pin coming out of this VTX is the white wire. That's the data, and the white wire is going over to this pad over here, and I can't see any. All right, wait a minute. God, time for this thing, guys.
I was going to say the jeweler's light.
Yeah, except
Chris-
that I got with my headphones on, I can't wear it.
Quick
Take
question
my
for
headphones
Chris.
off a second.
Are you flying, Chris?
And see
Your
if I can-
Tiny Hawk?
Yeah.
See
flew
what it
flew
says.
today.
Goggles or no goggles?
No, it
goggles.
just says boot
No goggles?
No,
ground
with goggles.
3 volt.
Oh, okay.
And I learned a lesson today.
Yeah, that's okay. No wonder the smart audio worked on this. It is hooked to TX6 on this board.
It's on the right one.
Yeah, so that little white pin right here, that little white wire right there. Let me
Okay.
zoom in on it a little bit.
You can barely see it,
So
but
you
see it.
guys, I hope you, Carlos, I hope you can appreciate. Let me show you. So I want you to
How much you're
appreciate
getting involved.
the absolute mess that I've got going on over here.
If you want, I know Lolita down the block. I can hire her for a cleanup. If you want.
I mean, look at this. Look at what I've got going on this table.
But I know you love this stuff. It makes you happy playing and tinkering and soldering.
Oh God, yeah. Okay.
At least I'm hoping. We have half a picture. You see the picture, right? What we're looking at?
Yeah, we still got 20. Yeah, I'm going to go back to this.
Yeah, we're
still
up to
got
24
people hanging in here. Yeah, unbelievable on a holiday weekend. All right, so this one.
That's right.
Nope, nobody's in the green room, Mitch, right? Might double check.
No, I don't see anybody else in the green room.
Minnesota Paul says, check the Betaflight target.
Oh, one thing for any of you guys, any of you Crossfire guys, if you're interested, you know, I had gotten this this Micro TX module version 2, and it was limited to 250 milliwatts. Well, they just released a firmware upgrade. It's a brand new deal, and they just released the firmware upgrade for it yesterday, and it takes the maximum power of this thing up to 1 watt now,
Nice.
which really is what when you get Crossfire, it dynamically sets the power,
Which
is kind of cool. In other words,
as needed.
yeah, if it sees that the RSSI, or the link quality as they call, is going down, it'll start boosting the power.
That's cool.
And you know, normally it's going to be running 10 milliwatts, 25 milliwatts, but you get these things 15 miles away. This thing now can go up to 1 watt, which really gives you, which is nice. And I think the reason they had limited it initially was because it was new, and they wanted to make sure they weren't going to burn them up.
Right.
Because they put a new board in these things. So I did the firmware upgrade on that today, and that worked. That worked out. Carlos, this one's got some promise. I don't know about the motors, but you know, anything that's got frog feet. Anything that's got frog feet like this has got to be worth fixing, you know.
It looks kind of dinosaurish to me too. Has that, like, I don't know, razorback.
Yeah. So that I just have to figure out what the hell kind of flight control. I don't know. I think maybe the best thing would be to just throw a new flight controller in this one.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Start off fresh.
That'd solve a lot of problems, and we'll put the latest version of Betaflight. Now you did say that you had a motor issue with these?
Yes, and also the receiver. I was fail-safing really close.
Well, these you know, the XM Pluses, I don't know. I have to do a range test on them, but let me see. Okay, I got 3 motors turned, and this motor is just kind of jittering.
Yes, 1.
Yeah, this motor over here, down in this
I wrote it down. Yeah, I wrote it down on the paper.
It's just
one
jittering.
Of them.
I don't know if it's I'm almost more inclined to believe it's an ESC. Yeah.
Okay.
But these are not the greatest looking. They're Luminaire motors. 2208. Oh, Schizo says on them. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Always brushless.
Always brushless. Yeah.
Oh, well, you know, some people still like the brushes, man.
No, but not with something that big.
You won't find the brush motors on anything.
The whoops.
Only on the whoops. You'll never find a 5-inch with brush motors anymore.
I don't want a brush motor, period, myself.
No.
We've come too far. We might as well take advantage of it.
Yeah. Now, on some of these little whoops, though, some of the newbie drones, they're using brush motors, and the guys like them for some reason. They just fly really cool on a tiny little whoop like that, but they're cheaper. You know, they're a lot less expensive. All right, so let me turn this radio off here, Carlos.
You're ready.
And we took a cursory look at 4. I actually got one of them flying the other day. You saw that. We took a cursory look at 4 of them, and
yep. We're getting there.
Now that I saw that this particular VTX actually does respond to the smart audio, it leads me to believe, and he did have those other boards set to UART6, although it didn't work when it was set to UART6 on those other boards either,
right?
Which is what threw me. This board is indeed connected to UART6 because the legend that's printed on the board shows that one pin there. And I mean, you talk about tiny type.
Quick hello to Mr. Rat RH and Michael Blade. They joined us recently. Wow, look at that. A little forward, a little left.
No, that's all right.
Okay.
This is what I wanted to show you, is this white wire right there.
Yeah.
And the type that tells you what it is right up here. Who's got a radio cooking in the background? TV
Radio?
or something.
Oh, that's
Somebody's.
probably me, Ed. I mean,
I hear talking in the background.
Yeah,
I just
they're
wondered where it was coming from. That's okay. I just want to know who to yell at. Anyway, that says that it's TX6, and for Chris, if you're not really clear on what smart audio means, when they started with these video transmitters, they all have little buttons on them, and if you wanted to change channels, you had to push the buttons in certain sequences, and then you usually had little blinky lights that told you. And there was 3 different settings on a video transmitter. You had the band, which is like band A, B, C, F, R for race, F for fat shark, and channels 1 through 8 on each band. And the power settings was another setting. So you had 3 different things you could set up on these video transmitters, and it was done by certain sequences of pushing buttons, like I did earlier with that TBS Unify. In order to use the button, you held the button in for 3 seconds, and then it started blinking the channel number. 1 blink for channel 1, 2 blinks for channel 2, etc. Then if you held it in for another 3 seconds, it moved to the band setting, and it blinked 1 blink for band 1, 2 blinks for 2, and so on. Then the third, if you held it in again, it went to the power setting, and it would blink out the number of power settings. And that's how you had to set these things. Well, TBS came up, they realized that there's an audio channel also, and some of these VTXs actually have little microphones in them that'll actually transmit the audio back with the video. But they found out that they could use a multiplex onto the audio channel, a control signal that could actually change the channels and the power settings from something sent to the video transmitter from the flight controller. And there's a couple of different ways that you address this. One of them is with stick commands on the radio. We'll send certain signals to the video transmitter to change the channel, change the band, or change the power. Or Betaflight can generate these signals and send them out. So by telling Betaflight, for example, I want to be on Fat Shark band channel 3, 3rd power level, whenever you boot up the quad, the flight controller tells the video transmitter right then what channel to be on, what band to be on, and you don't have to be reaching in there pushing that stupid little button. And if you're out there where it's very busy and the channel that you usually fly on is being used by some other people and you need to change your channel, you don't have to take your quad apart or dig in trying to find that stupid little button. You can go into your transmitter, and with certain stick commands, you can enter those menus and work your way through the different menus like you saw on the screen using the sticks on your radio and change any of the video settings. Another thing that it's useful for is you can set up Betaflight so that your transmitter, your video transmitter, is always in low power mode when you're not flying, because when you go into the higher power modes, it generates tremendous amounts of heat. And by keeping it in low power when it's not flying, you're not using as much battery and you're not generating as much heat. So there are commands in Betaflight that basically called low powered on disarm.
I've noticed that about the little tiny hawk. You go to pick it up, the VTX is hot.
It does, because that'll go to 200 milliwatts. And if it's set up correctly, you'll notice that when you first turn it on, it says 25, and when you go to fly it, it says 200 if it's set up that way, because when you arm it, you set it up so that when you arm it to go fly, Betaflight sends that command through the smart audio system to the video transmitter. And it's a one-way command. Unlike most serial devices that have a receive line and a transmit line, the video transmitter, smart audio, doesn't send any information back to the flight controller. It only receives commands from the flight controller to change things. So you only need one wire from a TX port, transmit port, which means it's coming out of the flight controller into the data port on your video transmitter.
Minnesota
Now,
Paul said he saw the board ID at the bottom, and I just want to say hello to Yowie P50.
He saw the board ID. What was it?
At the that's what I was going to ask, but I didn't.
The bottom of this board here?
That's what I think he said. Yeah. What was it, Minnesota Paul? And hello, Yowie.
Yeah. I will show you again here. So tell me what that is if you recognize it.
Minnesota Paul, what say you?
I mean,
Where's the bottom?
I don't know. Well, I don't know where the bottom is. I
2
know
4.
that,
No, that's not it.
no, that says two. You see, it says 2 to 4 S
Right.
lipo, and then a lot of those things basically are just telling you the names of what's connected to the little pins. On-screen display. Oh, I see what he's saying. He saw it on the on-screen display when it booted up. Okay, let's take a look at that and see if it tells me what it is. It might have just told me the target, and I was going to hook it back up to Betaflight and see what the target is. So let me turn it back on.
Oh no, Joe Baylock is saying on-screen display as far as OSD.
Yeah, I'm taking a
but
look
Minnesota Paul was the one that said he saw something.
Yeah.
By the motor 4 wires.
Well, I think the best thing to do would be to take it back over here. Let me unplug all the batteries from it. Take it back over here to the other side. Hook it up to my
Motor
computer
4.
again.
Oh, okay.
Get that micro USB port plugged in here again, and go back into Betaflight one more time. Split that be here, and Betaflight, where are you? There it is, and connect. It says it's a Betaflight 4.04 LUX F4 OSD.
DHO6 F4.
LUX F4 OSD. Okay, that's a.
He says by the blue flashing light. You see something on it. Or you saw that DHO6 F4.
Well, this says
I'm looking. Yeah.
Lux F4. I'm going to go here and go into the CLI.
Get.
The version is Lux F4 OSD. Lux 4. So what I want to do you mean Lux 4 OSD? That's a Luminaire board, okay? Luminaire Micro Lux V3 F4. BL32 4-in-1 stack. Luminaire F4 all-in-one flight. This might be it right here. There it is. There you are.
Mm-hmm.
$39.99.
Wowzers.
Yeah, but this one at least has the thing coming out the side. So the one that we have here is an older version because it's got the USB port back here where this battery connector is. So this tells me it's a Luminaire board. I'll find the board. I'll just have to do a little looking for it. But this gets me a lot closer to it, and that makes sense because Luminaire you know, the motors are all luminaire and everything else, so you know they're buying this stuff at the same time. So let's look at images here and see if I can find an image of this board. Here's the, but that's got the thing coming out the side. That's got the thing coming out the side. That's not it. Now that's got it coming. Here it is right here. Is this it?
The thing out of the side, you're talking about the USB?
Yeah, the USB port. I don't even see a USB port on this anywhere, on this one. But this one over here is closer to.
Mike said type pinout in your search. It helps.
Type what?
Pinout.
Pinout. Okay. What I'm looking at, I'm looking for a picture
Yes.
right now of that board that has the USB port coming out the front of it. And this is as close as I can see because this has no USB port coming out the side, but on this one the USB port is right up here in this corner. All right, let me go back up to this. Well, I'll tell you, Carlos, without spending too much time on this board, I know what it is, and I know that it's not an expensive board, and I know that it's an old board. And I think that this quad might benefit from a
new one.
A newer flight controller, yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. So anyway, we did a little sleuthing tonight.
Yep.
I hope that
anytime you want more material, just let me know. I'll send. No,
just you know, I'll send an. Listen, Carlos, I'll just send an armored truck up there and just load it up with Saxo cash and
Saxo cash. Sounds like a website.
Cash, yeah.
Adrian, shut up already. It looks like he's nodding out.
Adrian's
you awake?
Just keep. Adrian's just keeping us. He's keeping us company, man. It's going to take. I'm going to be up all night cleaning this mess up here, guys. But that was.
I can hire someone if you'd like. Adrian, you know what? That hat has to be curved like Chris's. That's the way you wear a hat.
Yeah,
that's gangster what you're wearing, dude. It's gangster. You're too old to wear a hat like that. That's the way. That's the way. This here. That looks. You know what that reminds me of? You remind me of a duck. Like you're missing the bottom bill. Quack quack quack. That's what that reminds me of.
Oh man. So. Okay, I'm beat. I had.
Thank you, Mitch.
All right, Mitch.
Say again.
No, I'm not
Adrian.
I'm not shutting it down yet. I'm just going to relax a little bit. You know, I'm gonna have myself a little drink of water and.
Okay.
He's my new flying buddy in New York here. I'll tell you what, Mitch. Between last week and this week, no kidding, Drone Bum has probably flown over 100 1S packs, and he's loving every pack of it.
That's terrific. That's great. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. So
he is just like a little kid. It's just.
So let me ask you guys.
Go ahead.
What I did tonight, was that at all interesting?
I found it interesting. Yep, Mitch.
Seriously,
Chris,
I mean,
guys in the chat, press 1 for interesting, 2 for not interesting.
No, seriously, because I want to, I want to do things that are interesting, and I thought I thought that diving into some of these things, trying to figure out what they need and what why they don't work might be interesting. Troubleshooting, yeah. All right, cool. It makes the time go fast. It's almost 2 hours already.
That was quick. It was.
Yeah.
Even with Adrian here.
And we got to see Carlos. You guys.
Look, we got another one. Come on, guys. I want to see a bunch of ones up there.
That's
interesting.
All right.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I guess Ed
I learned
says 62.
something.
Ed says 62. I don't know what the hell that means. But
Where did Ed write 62? 62.
he wrote
that's-
62 in the chat.
Ed's an adventure in many ways.
Yeah.
Here's a,
60,
here's a,
the 69 we got now. Yeah.
here's a butterfly question.
What was that?
I mean,
Okay.
Mitch.
Yes.
Once you get your drone, how you like it? Does Betaflight, can you make a file and save that file
Yes.
and download it
Yes.
to any other drone to get you started, or you may want to put it in another one and run it?
There's it's not quite as simple because every drone is going to have different characteristics and certain settings are going to be different.
But it gets you a
But you
starting
can
point.
you can well basically yes, you start with the default settings when you flash
Okay.
your firmware. Then you have done a dump of all your CLI settings. Okay, and I've shown guys how to do that, and I'll show you next time I get into Betaflight. And you can actually go in there and pick and choose. It's a text file, and you can say, okay, I want to set up my OSD, all the layout of my OSD, the same on every quad I have. So you can take the OSD commands out of the text file and paste them into the CLI in the CLI tab
Right.
on your Betaflight, and that'll set all of those settings with one keystroke for you.
That's
Rather
the one
than
where you
going in
showed
and
us
moving.
where you had everything that was set, and then everything that you added, you carried over, and that's what you're
Yeah.
talking about, right? Yeah.
I may want my switches, my modes to be set up
Right.
the same in every one of my quads,
Okay.
so that all my same switches do the same things. But
Does it save it to the controller?
there's a lot of things that might be independent to that particular quad, that particular flight controller. So you have to
Right.
selectively learn which things. It is a technical thing. It's not DJI like where you turn it on and it says push this button to fix everything, basically.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
But there are ways, and it's very simple once you get the hang of an understanding of how Betaflight works and how it stores these things, to take pieces and parts of your setups that you like and duplicate them on every new quad that you get very easily with a keystroke or two.
Go to sleep, Adrian. I know you want to go
Mitch,
night
I'm about to go and go to bed, brother. Thank you for having me.
All right, my man. Happy
All right.
happy
Take
holidays.
Nice to
Great.
see you. I'm
Thanks for coming
expecting
in.
you to be 5 minutes earlier this coming Wednesday. Okay.
Yep.
For being.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Mitch, Art, Carlos,
I'll
Chris.
see you Wednesday.
Later. Everybody,
Okay, buddy.
See you later.
See you, little
Smile.
buddy.
See ya.
Take care.
So how are you liking the flying, Chris? Tell me. Share your experience.
My experience today was good. I hit the scoreboard with the Tiny Hawk. And of course, it come immediately to the ground. Went over and wiped the dirt off of it and flew it again. I've yet to change a prop on it.
Nice.
It's done real well. What I did learn today is I thought I had 16 charged batteries. I only had 6 charged batteries. So when I got to my eighth battery back, I flew it, and it flew out in the field and it said low battery, and it set it down. So this was after the crash. When in my mind, what did I tear up? So I go get 2 more batteries. When it was all over with, I had burnt 2 batteries because I tried to fly them with low voltage, and it swole them up.
Ooh.
Okay. So what had happened was I got my batteries mixed up. I thought I charged everything. I still think I did. I don't know. I charged them a week ago. I haven't got to fly all week. Maybe
Don't you have the battery voltage in your on-screen display?
Mitch, I can't see it.
No kidding.
Oh, so then
really?
go into OSD and raise it, and
Well, I've
or
tried.
lower it.
I have tried.
Well,
I'm nearsighted. I can't.
Oh,
then
your
you need
eyes
to-
can't see.
Chris,
Okay.
you can upload a bigger, brighter font.
Yep.
Okay, you can upload a much bigger font. Here, let me show you how to do that. If you go into Betaflight, and let
Mitch,
me.
once you're finished, I don't know if it's important, but 4-eyed K9 is not blue like everyone else. Just for the record,
He just what? Oh,
he's not blue.
Oh, okay.
And I know
yeah,
you like
that's
to make
important.
everybody the same.
Yes. Okay. Now we go. You are blue now. All
Okay.
right. Let me take this little little Japalera here and plug it in to the computer.
The guys in the chat, they're saying bigger font helps, but I don't have. This was the RTF ready to fly kit from Ishin.
So there's no beta flight?
That's why I was asking you a while ago. It does have a USB connector on the bird, so I'm going to I'm going to download Betaflight and do a little looking.
I think the E-ish, I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. Google it and see. Anyway,
Yeah.
let me connect this here and show you what I'm talking about, just so you know. This, if you go into the OSD, it shows you these things here. You can move these around. You can turn different ones on or off over here. Okay. But this down here at the bottom is something that says Font Manager. So you click on that. All right. And then it'll say select font presets. This is default. Well, I'm going to say clarity. That's a good one. Okay. And it shows you what it's going to look like. And then you click upload font, and it uploads it for you and puts it on the flight controller. Okay. And then now when I reconnect and go back into the OSD tab, if I were to look at this on the screen, I'd have nice big fonts, big clear letters now. You don't really see it on this screen, but and that's in the font manager, and you can go in and it still says default. Maybe it didn't take. I don't know. It's another thing. But
another mystery.
Another mystery. But that's I mean that's how you would you'd update that, and that might make it a little easier for you to see. All right, guys.
Cool. Thanks. Thank you.
About to shut this down.
Keep flying.
Yeah, I think so.
Chris, keep flying. Oh, I wanted to show Art something. I forgot.
Yeah.
There's a camera you're looking for. I got it from, this is the Parrot Mambo. And he was looking for that camera. It's available out there. It's available from Parrot Direct.
Oh, at Parrot? Oh, okay, I'll go check.
And just so you know, I put this rubber band because, like you said, it has the Lego connection.
Yeah.
Light hits kind of knock it off. I just put a rubber band to make sure it stays.
Okay. Good.
And it flies. But this is a fun bird, Art. You can fly this FPV.
Yeah, I played around with it. It's been a while since.
Do you have the goggles for it?
Ludsat.
This is the Parrot Mambo. This was my first.
Hey, Ludsat won $3 super chat. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minnesota Paul. I will definitely pick me one up.
Keep flying, Chris. Do like Paul did, and it's amazing. I'm telling you. Did you see his flying today? His last video? He's amazing. He's just wow. Watch his stuff. From 1 week to the next, it's a whole new Paul. I'm so proud.
Well, are you enjoying it, Chris? That's the most important thing. Are you enjoying it?
Oh yeah. I get down at the football field and I can fly from one end zone to the other and turn around and come back.
That's how you start.
Cool.
That's how you start.
Cool.
Get some height and do some flips.
You doing flips even?
Put up in acro, yeah. Oh yeah.
Just show up.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I was sitting in on Mitch's show week before last, and him and Ed both said, "Fly it."
That's right.
You got to fly it. You can't hover it. You got to fly it.
Fly it. Yep.
Stick. Yep.
And I've been
stick time.
I had been trying to hover it in my front yard where I got about 6 big old oak trees, and it just didn't work. I finally got to the football field, and it clicked. I understood what they mean by
keep going forward.
Keep it going forward. Yeah, keep it going forward.
Yep. Oh my God, how many times I've yelled at Paulie, go forward, go forward.
Well, and you'll find that you're not going to really think about it a whole lot. You just do it.
After a while.
Stop thinking about it. Just
it.
do it.
Yeah, that's right. When I'm in Velocidrone, I'm just moving around and try to go through stuff and do some flips and rolls. Yeah.
And I haven't got Velocidrome. In my mind, I think I do better if I got it and I'm actually flying it. Yeah, I got to go walk 100 yards and pick it up, turn around, take it out in the middle of the football field and fly it again.
Both of them will help you. The simulator won't hurt you; it will help you.
It's good for your muscle
Because
memory.
You do develop the muscle memory. The hand and the eye coordination does come from the simulator. So it won't hurt you. You don't need it. You don't need it to learn how to fly.
Right.
You certainly will learn how to fly fine by actually flying.
Yeah, I guess I can probably see where that would help me personally if when I get to the point where I want to start flying through stuff, small stuff, like I've seen y'all do on Velocidrome on that simulator. I ain't got nothing but the fly. I got goalposts, and I hit them today too, if you can believe it. Piece of 2-inch pipe.
If you tried to hit
What's
them,
the distance between goalposts? 10 feet?
Yeah, if you tried
20
to
feet?
hit the goalpost, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mitch, I'll be the first to say first, thank you.
All right,
And-
Carlos.
and
Well,
good
you were
night.
you and your stuff were
Good night,
certainly the star
Carlos.
of the show tonight. That's for sure.
Anytime you need to reach me, any of your recommendations, I'm for it. and
Okay.
we'll
Well, I'll
talk-
tell you
we'll
what I'm
talk.
going to do. I think I'm going to start
Mhm.
with figuring out why those other video transmitters aren't going into smart audio. I want
Right.
that to work. Because they probably would be okay. If you get 200 milliwatts out of them, it's like your Tiny Hawk. You're not going to
Yeah.
fly that thing long range.
Right.
This thing, I think that, and the receivers, God knows why the receivers are having problems.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to upgrade to a RSX-R or
Yeah.
something like that. But
Yeah.
we'll talk about that.
There you go.
This thing here, I think
Let's hope.
probably a flight controller and maybe some motors. These motors seem awful
Yeah.
limp. There's almost, you don't feel any magnet notching
Okay.
whatsoever. They're just just
Motor
weak.
time. All right.
But maybe some motors. But motors and a flight controller on this would probably turn this into a okay quad. I don't know. You don't fly long range anyway.
Not terribly. I'd like to fly 2 or 3 football fields. It would be nice to know that I could.
All right,
Or-
so
or
you're going to
get
need a video.
penetration.
Then you're going to need an 800 milliwatt video
Okay.
transmitter, not just a
Okay.
200 milliwatt like this has. You've
Okay.
Yeah,
got
yeah.
200 milliwatts in all of these things. So I'll still do a little more troubleshooting and see what. But we're on it. We'll get them all.
I would
working
love to
for
have
you.
more penetration and just a better sense of
that's what-
security flying because I
that's
don't want
what
to.
I bet your wife would too.
That's what she said. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I told you, man.
Dirty rats.
Viewer discretion is advised.
There you go. All right, Carlos.
All right,
Thanks for coming
Mitch,
in, buddy.
Art, Chris, keep flying.
Enjoyed it.
Keep
Carlos.
flying, Art. Keep smiling. You're off tomorrow, right, Art?
Yes, I am. I'm off
Right.
tomorrow and
Stick time. Stick time.
I'm flying.
All right.
Everybody
Keep
have fun.
FPV
Car on
guys, and
Tuesday.
Be well, guys.
Take
All
care,
right.
Carlos. Mitch, thanks,
Okay.
buddy. Appreciate you very much.
Always, Chris. Always
Yeah.
good to see you, my friend, and
Good to see you,
congratulations.
Chris.
I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it. And you're
I'm
doing
having,
it.
I'm having a good time with it.
Cool. Very
All
good.
right. Y'all
All
have
right,
a
we'll
good
see you
evening.
next
Have a good
time.
holiday.
Okay, you too, buddy.
Take care, guys. Chat.
And that leaves
All
Art.
right, and then there's two.
Okay, Art. Well, thanks for coming in, man, and keep
Well,
keep
Thanks
keep
for
flying.
having me. At least I got to stick around a little longer because I don't have to work tomorrow. So
Yeah, and don't forget forget about all these camera drone things for a day or two, and jump back
Yeah.
in the FPV. And I know you
I
got all
think that's
these
what I'll
exciting.
do. So charge up the batteries on the Tiny Hawk and charge up the controller and play around with that tomorrow.
There you go. Sounds good. All right, buddy. Good to see you
All right,
again.
take care.
All right. Take care.
Bye bye, everybody.
Okay. Well, that was fun tonight, guys. Got to do a little work on something, and I think we got a handle on what works and what doesn't work, and what these things need to be some good drones. So thank you all for coming in. I'm surprised we had the turnout that we had tonight, considering it is a holiday weekend. And let me say goodnight to everybody. We got Steve Carpenter. You have a good holiday too. Thanks for coming in. Chris Hope, good to see you. Ed, thanks for being here, my friend. AZ Drone Dude, thank you, man. Enjoyed it. Thanks for coming in. Minnesota Paul, good night. And Pete Nunez, man, you still here? Anyway, I'm going flying tomorrow morning. I hope maybe I'll see you out there. Yowie P51, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, time for lunch. I'll bet you it is. Time for bed over here. Night Train says no video. I don't know what that means. Yep, what happens? Okay. Mike, thanks for coming in. Night Train, Four-Eyed Canine, good to see you. Robert Glazier, thanks for hanging in here, man. You guys hung in here for the whole thing. Bloodset, thanks again for the super sticker. Who else? Drone Days, Bob, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Who else did I miss? Adrian, good to see you. He's probably in bed. Jim, Above and Beyond Drones, was here. Thanks for coming. Robert Glazier again. Everybody between 1s and 69s, they liked what I did. And anyway, if I missed any of you who haven't been in the chat for a while, I don't know if Metro Drones, Bill is still around, but sir, thank you very much for the super chat earlier on. And with that, I think I'm going to take the rest of the day off, and I think you all ought to do the same. Have a nice holiday, guys. Try to get some flying in tomorrow. Play with your drones. I know I will. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to my trusty sidekick, Spank, who's been very well behaved, sitting back there taking it all in tonight. Hope you learned something too, Spank. Anyway, we'll see you all around the community, and if not before next Thursday night, see you then. Take care. Say goodnight, Spanky.